So the first thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to make this inner or heart part of the square. And here is what it's going to look like before we move forward, just to give you an idea of where we're going. There's some birds in my yard. I don't know where they're going. I made this with a red heart Super Saver, bright yellow. And anyway, this is what it's going to look like. This is our goal, just to give you a visual goal to work toward. So I'm going to set that aside and put on my crochet tension regulator. I find this very helpful. And I want to work the center of this particular square in Pretty in Pink. So I go under like 2 of the double crochet stitches of my crochet tension regulator and pull my yarn through. So you start by making a slip stitch, and then you chain 4. 1, 2, 3, whoops, 4. And then you're going to join with a slip stitch so that you can form a ring. I really don't like to use magic ring for items when I don't know how they're going to be used. If it's going to be used gently, a magic ring is fine, but if it ends up as part of a blanket or something, that can just, little fingers or prying tools can get in there and undo all your work, and that's sad. So we've made the ring, and now we're going to chain 3 for the first double crochet of our granny shell. 1, 2, 3, and now we need to work 2 more double crochets into the ring. And then through trial and error, I found out the best size corner for this project is 2 chains. So then you chain 2. We're ready to do our second granny shell. So 3 more double crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3, double crochets, chain 2, and now we're going to do our last granny shell set of double crochets for this round. 2, 3, and then we're going to chain 2, and now we need to join it, and we're going to join it to the 3rd chain of that original chain 3 that we made that's standing in for a double crochet stitch. So I just insert it through the back loop of that, yarn over, and complete a slip stitch. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip stitch all the way over to this corner. So I'm going to insert it under both loops of the next stitch and do a slip stitch. Then there's my 3rd slip stitch. Now I'm going to slip stitch right into this chain 2 space. And once I get to the chain 2 space, I'm going to work a granny shell, chain 2, and another granny shell all in the same space. And so I just need to slip stitch over there. And the first double crochet of a granny shell when you come to a corner like this is going to be a chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then I work 2 more double crochets. Now I need to chain 2 to form the corner. And now I'm not going to chain or anything, I'm just going to start working my double crochets into the next chain 2. Do 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, Then I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then because I'm getting ready to make a color change, I'm just going to do a yarn over, insert that into here, and complete the first yarn over, and then I'm going to trim this, and I'm going to switch colors. As you can see, we have something hardish looking. Now for my next color, I decided to go with red. I thought it would give us a good contrast, and I pull that through on my crochet tension regulator, and now for that last yarn over, I use the new color and I go right through, and you can see I've changed colors. Now I'm ready to work in this third corner. Oops, better not be so stingy with my yarn. 1, so I'm going to work 3 double crochets, 2, 3, then I'm going to chain 2, work another double crochet shell, as I like to call them. So that's 3 more double crochets. Whoops. Almost 3 more double crochets. And now I'm ready to work into the last square. I'm sorry, the last chain 2 space of this particular round of this square. So I work 3 double crochets into the corner, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and work 3 more double crochets. Okay, now I need to join the square, join this, so I'm going to insert the hook into the back here to do my slip stitch. And I do that so that this new color isn't crowding out the other color. And I need to slip stitch my way across to that chain 2 corner, so I'm going to go through this loop that's just below the back loop. So see, now I'm over to this chain 2 corner where I want to be. I can just do a regular chain slip stitch there. And now I'm going to chain 3, and I'm going to do the last round. It's just a regular granny square from here on out. So I've got my first granny shell, chain 2, work my next granny shell of 3 double crochets into that same chain 2 space. Now the next shell is going to be worked right here. So yarn over and do 3 more double crochets. Now into this pink chain 2 space. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll chain 2 while this plane lands. 3 more double crochets. Now this is where our color change was. We're going to weave those in later. We want to insert the hook in between those 2 granny shells and work another granny shell of 3 double crochets. Now we're on our, is that our third corner already? Yeah. So we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So there are our first 3 double crochets. There's our chain 2, And now 3 more double crochets. Oh, we are so close to the finish here. We are so close to the finish. Now, whoops. One more granny shell here. 1, 2, whoops, 2, 3, and we're getting ready to do our last corner. 1, 2, 3. Must be time for the planes to all land. Here's another one. Chain 2. 1, 2, 3. And now we have this last granny shell that we're going to work here. 1, 2, 3. I need to pull that little loose there. And now the last thing we need to do is join it to the first double crochet that we made with a slip stitch. And we're ta-done. You can, if you want to, leave a longer tail and use that to whip stitch the pieces together, but you know, it's really up to you how you finally assemble it. You may want to just use one color and use some other joining method, but I'm kind of interested in doing some more of these graphic grannies. I'm gonna pull that. So you can see it really does kind of like look like a heart. I mean, it's not an exact heart or anything, but you're also not having to do all kinds of fancy tricks, and you still get the suggestion of the heart. So anyway, I hope you enjoy making some.